Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are all doing very amazingly. Now, I am doing these readings ahead of the new moon that is fast approaching. It is an extraordinary day of karmic potential. We have 3 piles here to choose from, beautiful souls. I will also later in the week, if you're watching this as I upload it, I will also be doing a reading about, kind of an overview of March for you as well. But if you have not yet found them or checked them out, the all zodiac sign readings for the month, every single sign, is now available on my new YouTube channel. It's the Moon Magic Monthly Tarot channel. It just keeps them separate from the pick a card readings, and it makes it easier for people to find them once you know it's there. So do go over to the other site, check them out. I've put the description in the link. I've put the link in the description. Right, okay, we can tell it's a Pisces new moon energy, and so therefore my words may get muddled. The energy is remarkable in terms of, I mean, it's just primed for you to receive the guidance you need, to ask for what you are needing, and literally to open your arms and receive. Almost like there's like the opportunity for like a karmic kind of intervention. That's the kind of flavor of the energy. So it's very powerful. We are heading for a really powerful month. March is one of the most powerful months astrologically of 2025. And 2025 may well be the most powerful and extraordinary year of transformation in all of our lives. It really has that enormity and that potential. Just because things are shifting and changing, it doesn't mean it's negative. And what we each do is what's going to count. Anyway, I will give you that monthly update as well when I do those readings. I'm really going to be talking about how to handle the energy because it's a very powerful month. But right now, let's ask for information, guidance, anything you need to know about this new moon in Pisces, and how you can lean into this. What does it mean for you? How will the energy impact on you? What might it bring? What karmic openings might happen for you? Let's dive in and find out. So we have 3 cards to choose from for the piles. We also have 3 crystals today. So pile 1. Pile 1, we have card number 23, Lead the Way, Light Your Own Path. So this is pile 1, and the crystal that it sits with is aqua calcite. Okay, let me show you this. Absolutely stunning the way it catches the light. Okay, so that's for pile 1. Pile 2, we have card number 22, Kundalini Rising, Ignite Your Passion for Life. This is for pile 2. We also have the beautiful aragonite. Really lovely crystal. So that's pile 2. And pile 3, we have card number 2, Ascended Masters, Create Open Communication. This is for pile 3. So, did I say pile 2? Oh gosh, my brain is going, my brain is dissolving into the Pisceanness of this moon. Okay, I'm going with this. I am going with this. This is cool. The energy is the energy. It's really about leaning into it. So, pile 3, you have card number 2, Ascended Masters, Create Open Communication. You also have the rose quartz crystal. Really lovely energy. And so right for this card. Okay, so that is pile 3. Now I will leave the video running for just a few moments longer, just to give you a little bit more time if you need it. This is the time to lean into your intuition, trust what you are experiencing. It could be one of the crystals that's really helping you to know which pile, or piles, sometimes it's more than one, which pile or piles are speaking to you, and likewise which card. It could be the crystal, it could be the card. Beautiful souls, I'll see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's find out. Let's draw your oracle cards first. Let's find out about the energy of this moon. What is this moon bringing for you, opening for you, karmically creating for you? Let's really dive in and find out what is happening for my pile 1s. What's the energy bringing? I am actually seeing those three. I told you it right at the start. My brain seems to be dissolving. There's something about the Pisceanness of this. It's very interesting because, of course, that is the energy that's around at the moment. You know, Neptune is moving from Pisces. It's in the final degrees, the anaretic degree of Pisces, and will be moving into Aries, which is huge. Saturn will be joining. Neptune, and this is dissolving the structures of the world as we know them, and that includes our own personal structures. Doesn't mean hopefully that I won't be keeping it together for these readings, but there is an energy here because this is a new moon in Pisces. It's bringing us the flavour of, I think, of what is possible. Actually, it's what's really coming through here. Okay, so you have the opossum and peony, bashfulness, and you have the bobcat and blackthorn, patience. So these are your first 2 oracle cards, sitting with your significator card, lead the way, light your own path. We have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, and we have fumus, smoke. I can see where this is going. We have the peacock's tail, cauda pavonis, and then we have silver. Okay, I think these are going to come across like this. That's going to work for us. Argentum, silver. Okay. Let's really sit with the energy of your oracle cards, and then we're going to draw your tarot. Okay. Now, possums are really interesting because they kind of play dead when they have a strategy, which is that literally if they're under threat, it's like they mimic being dead so that their predator leaves them alone. Peonies are very, very interesting, the way that they close their petals in order to protect themselves. And the bobcat and blackthorn is very much about timing. Light your own path. New moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. Okay. This is about visibility. I think for some of you, visibility, being seen, is either emerging or it's about to emerge. I think this new moon is perhaps one of the structures that is changing in your world. Something that is dissolving is almost like your invisibility. You may be somebody who's always been able to blend into the background like a bit of a wallflower. And in a way, you may not have wanted that, but it also afforded you protection. You're about to become visible. There's something of leadership showing up. You're about to step up and be seen. And so there's a really interesting transition of energy taking place around you. I think it's also happening fast because of silver. It's like something happens quite quickly. I'm hearing the saying quicksilver So something very fast, but also I'm hearing a silver lining. So two very different messages coming through from this card. The peacock's tail, I mean, this is visibility. And the smoke, this is literally coming out of a place where people just didn't see you to a place of visibility. How interesting. So you have been kind of protected. Some of you may even have been in a place of almost like retreat, which is wonderful. Sometimes that's actually what we need, living in a world where you are not exactly isolated. I don't get that impression, but sort of somehow as if you have been in some state of personal retreat. Perhaps there's been something you've been processing, but now there is an emergence, there's a visibility. So some area of your world where you have previously been sitting in a space of safety simply through almost like privacy or a lack of visibility. I think this is about to shift big time. So it's kind of like, I mean, in fact, you've actually been patiently waiting possibly for this to take place. Having said that, work through your fears. What's it then like to be visible? What's it like to be seen? I feel like there's almost this overload of sensitivity or vulnerability, like alongside the success of something you want. So a really interesting kind of emergence, a really interesting opening that this new moon, this karmic energy of this new moon is bringing you. It's an opening, it's visibility. It could be visibility within a relationship, within your community, even within your family. You have a voice. But, in your working world, something you do could become very visible, very, very visible. But wow, actually now, along with this, you're now being seen. You're in a position of leadership. This is really interesting. I think we should draw your tarot cards. So, pile one, there we are, wondering as well whether there is also an element of guidance and information coming in here as well to ask you to prepare for visibility, because something is going to rocket, to launch. And if you do suddenly become visible, your world changes. It's like, I remember actually one of my, I have three daughters actually, one of my daughters, my eldest daughter, one of her closest friends, and I will not voice the name of this person, but one of my daughter's friends is an actress. She's actually now a very famous actress, but she was really not known, not seen by anybody, not known about as people are when they begin something. And suddenly she got a role in a particular film and it launched her career, and literally she was visible overnight. And I never forget the sort of the journey. She and my daughter discussed, at length what this was about, and one of my daughter's other friends in that circle of friends actually sort of leapt in and started to manage her social media for her, because suddenly she was visible. It was an overload. How do you do that? How do you handle that overnight? And I do feel, again, like the opossum, you can't actually just play dead if you're suddenly seen by tons of people, many of whom will just be 1,000% behind you. But there's always that duality, isn't there? If you become visible, there'll always be somebody who has a judgment or a criticism, very sadly. It's a sad state of affairs that if you succeed, there will be a certain type of person who will instinctively want to almost target you or put you down. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to be targeted. I'm not seeing that here. But you might be fearful of it. Work through your fears. There's something about preparing here. Quicksilver and silver lining. So I think the silver lining might be about having the heads up so that you can almost prepare, Light your own path, work through your fears, navigate your fears ahead of time so you're on solid ground. I used to, here I am putting my therapy hat on again, but which I do in the readings, that's me, so there we are. But you know, I used to talk to people about the difference between preparing, which is really, really valuable, as opposed to overthinking. And there's such a difference. You know, when you're overthinking, you're thinking, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, and we can wind ourselves up and get ourselves into a zone of almost absolute terror before we've even got to somewhere, which is really, really unhelpful. You know, your mind and your emotions are collaborating and working against you. You know, I mean, when they work together, they are your greatest ally. When they work against you, they are, you know, almost like we become our own saboteur. Now, if you prepare, this is just about being prepared. It's about thinking, well, gosh, actually, if that really took off, what I would need to have in place would be this. Or if somebody was to, it's like having safeguards around you, or having a strategy for various different potentials. But what you're being asked very specifically is to have a strategy for the potential for success. Okay, it's not a strategy for defending yourself against something that isn't working. It's actually a strategy. What will I do when I reach that point of success? Okay, that's what I feel is a message coming through for you here, quite specifically. We have the moon. I love this moon card. We have the Two of Swords. And look at the glitter ball on your head. And look how interesting, isn't that interesting? A glitter ball, and yet you can't see. So the glitter ball is that status of fame and fortune. Do please remember us if when you become wildly famous. Pile one, come back and say hi. But yeah, look at the glitter ball, and yet you have a blindfold here. We then have the Empress. Yes, something you are doing is going to birth. I don't think it has birthed yet, but it's going to. Okay, it's not there yet. I will say that for definite. But it's coming. Eight of Swords. You're being asked to be conscious of the fact that this is coming. Because this is almost saying you don't quite see. You might have aspirations of great success, but you don't realise yet. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. I don't think you quite see kind of actually quite how imminent this is, I think, with the Empress. You might just be trundling along thinking, well, you know, this is cool. You know, if it ever takes off, that would be so wonderful. Well, you know, I think it's about to. You know, you're going to be the kind of the queen of something here. Let me move these along. I think we can get these into view for you. That's going to work, isn't it? Yeah. This is very interesting. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of success. With the Eight of Pentacles as well, this could be indicating something like something you do as a hobby. You know, maybe something you just love doing it. I mean, look at this, like somebody, like maybe you do run a small exercise class or something, and suddenly you've been starting an online presence and it just takes off. And it's like, well, what do you do? How do you manage your existing commitments alongside, you know, what is a gathering and building of a social media presence or an online something that has absolutely taken off? So something really, something that you're working on does gain visibility. And it's very life-changing. How interesting that we see somebody moving house here in the Four of Pentacles. You might have to up sticks and move due to some form of success. Lead the way, light your own path. Yeah, I think this is to do with the visibility and the success. How very, very interesting. We are seeing the conflict that comes with success. And this beautiful moon with the lone wolf. I'm going to draw some more cards, actually. What I would like to know is, I want to kind of get a bit more information for you. So what this energy of the new moon is signifying is like a karmic opening for you. So I think something you are working on is going to launch to success. You are literally being asked to prepare for this because it will be significant. It will be life-changing. It will be in some area of your life. You may well know what the area of your life is because you may know what you're working on. I mean, it could be something that you didn't see coming with the Eight of Swords. It could be something that you didn't see it coming, something that you do as a hobby, and suddenly somebody, maybe somebody amazingly famous, suddenly tweets one of your products or your jewelry or something, and suddenly you're really in demand. But, you know, however this arrives, whether you see it coming or you don't, whether it's something you're working on and you've always hoped for success, I think it launches. When it does, I think there will be a lot of visibility of you. I don't think it's just the stuff you're doing. I think you become visible. And because you become visible, this is really, really life-changing. And this is asking you to contemplate it, think about it, and prepare, not in terror. You know, work through your fears. This isn't about, oh my goodness me, now what do I do? Start to build a strategy. Take some time, especially around the new moon. The new moon energy is absolutely primed to open channels of communication for you. It's a new moon in Pisces. There are karmic windows of opportunity. So if you were to sit in the energy of the new moon and you were to sort of set your wishes and intentions, you know, one of your wishes might be, could I please receive guidance as to how to prepare for the success that I desire? You know, that would be a great new moon wish to be making. I'm going to dive in and get more information. I mean, I think that is the essence of your reading, if I'm truly honest. But let's get more information about... I'm going to ask about the timing to try and get some information about how quickly this might be coming, because this is what's opening up for you. So I'm going to ask for information about how quickly this might be coming for you, and then guidance maybe about how to prepare, what you need to be conscious of. Let's ask first of all, when? Timing, please. We have the Devil. Wow. We have the Tower. These are huge cards. These are all major arcana cards. Can you believe that? Wow. Okay, so this is major happening. You have the Devil, you have the Tower, you have the Empress, you have the Emperor. Right. Now, I'm now hearing the silver lining with the Devil energy as well, because that was coming through. Something is released. I mean, the Devil is a card of liberation. Timing. This looks for me as if... I sort of feel that the timing, I sort of want to say is almost, which is not helpful in terms of specifics, but to say that I think it's inevitable with the Tower. The Tower card indicates that something is coming regardless. Now the Devil card, this is a card of liberation, so it could be that you liberate yourself from the fear. You liberate yourself from the anxiety as to the what ifs, and literally your world expands. It's almost like the new moon is saying, liberate yourself from the fear, and I will open this karmic pathway for you. With the Devil, it could also be that someone or something, and I think this is relevant to some of you, this will be a message for some but not all. For some of you, I think someone has held you back. Okay, and I don't know quite how this happens, but I think somebody has actively tried to limit your horizons or hold you back in some way. I think there's been some sort of character, for not all of you, but for some. And I think something in their world changes, and it means that your abundance and your leadership can take off. This would be like, let's say you are working in an organization and you have the best potential to be the best leader of your team, But somebody else is already the leader, and that's fine, you accept that. But something happens that causes them to have to let go of their position. Perhaps they take early retirement, or there's a shake-up or a reshuffle in the organisation. And immediately you are offered the post because you are the best person for the job. There is something that changes for some of you in the circumstance of someone who has stopped you from rising or stopped you from expanding. Even just energetically, if there is someone who has been, you could have, I don't know, somebody who loves you dearly but is holding you back. Not because they don't want you to succeed, but because of their own insecurities and their own fears. They're almost frightened of how their world will change and of how your world would change. Could you really handle it if this took off? And there's something about them stepping away. And the energy shifts, the energy changes. Maybe their focus goes somewhere else. But something that has been holding you back is removed. For some of you, you could literally overcome a fear if you have been procrastinating or sabotaging your own opportunities. But this is very specific energy, but in some way, shape or form, something that has been holding you back is removed. And that is like the catalyst for this explosion of amazingness. For some of you as well, if you have been working in partnership with somebody and it hasn't been working, perhaps you say goodbye to that partnership and then you meet the perfect partner to work with. Or even if you have been working in isolation and you make a decision to reach out and start to collaborate. We have the Empress and the Emperor here. You start to collaborate. You have a positive, powerful collaboration, and this really rockets your energy and rockets your project or whatever you are doing. Something is released and let go of, but it's curious because I do feel it is, okay, for some of you it could be an internal blockage or stoppage or attitude or limiting belief. But for many of you, this is an actual circumstance or very specifically a someone who somehow energetically has been in the way of your capacity to really become visible and step up into that position of leadership. But you are stepping up in no uncertain terms. It's life-changing. For some of you, it does result in literally moving house, upping sticks, moving from one location to another. But, wowza. So prepare. Prepare. If you are sitting here working under somebody and thinking, oh, this is so frustrating, prepare for change. Because that is what this new moon is bringing. And my beautiful pile ones, I think it is going to be pretty magnificent for you, if I'm truly honest. It's magnificent. And it comes with everything that comes with visibility. Everything that comes with being seen. And you will want to protect yourself with the Eight of Swords. You'll want to surround yourself with good people, good circumstances. So, be prepared is what I'm seeing here. Be prepared. How amazing. How absolutely amazing. It's interesting, isn't it? The opossum and the peony, I spoke about protection that they bring. Bashfulness as well. But, they do bring a sort of, they look after themselves. Queen of Cups looks after herself emotionally. But, Blackthorn, Bobcat and Blackthorn. Blackthorn is a protective energy. If you've ever sat with a blackthorn tree, I personally have sat with many trees to really listen to them and listen to their energy, listen to, the kind of, I guess, the wisdom that they hold. And blackthorn has a very distinct energy. It's highly, highly protective. And, if you approach a blackthorn tree and it doesn't want you to be there, you will find out in no uncertain terms. But if you approach it with respect, it will really very often 9 times out of 10 it will welcome you and, you know, assist you, especially if you're needing protection. I mean, it's a very shamanic way of working, very interesting way of working, but it's eye-opening to work with trees and really see what they assist you with. Anyway, I'm going off on another track here. It might be an interesting reading actually, to talk about, maybe see what trees are opening themselves to support you and to guide you. Actually, perhaps that's another reading. Let me know in the comments if that is something you would like me to do, and then I will do it. Certainly something that's coming through for your reading, particularly as you launch yourself. It's funny, I'm seeing an oak tree, which is very much that's what I'm being shown, an oak tree, very much a tree of longevity and great success, of being able to grow into your absolute fullest potential. Yeah, let me know about these readings. So my wonderful pile ones, I think I'm done. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Do check out my other channel, which I have just set up for the monthly all zodiac sign readings. And if you're part of this community, do check out that other channel. Go and check out your all zodiac sign readings. They are there for every sign, and you can see, obviously check out your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. And I'm very, very grateful to all of you who subscribe here, and also who are now subscribing to the other channel. You know, it really does help with visibility actually, and for YouTube to see us and help us to reach people, for people to find the readings. So thank you so much. Thank you all who give back through the super thanks in the comments. Thank you for sharing your stories as well. It's amazing to hear from you. I'm sitting here and thinking, I hope that camera was reasonably focused for you. I seem to be getting better at getting my camera visibility good, which is good. Lots of visibility coming through in your reading. Anyway, beautiful souls, I shall say goodbye. I'm going to move to pile 2. Thank you so much for being here, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and all the things you do that support the channel. Tons of love, pile 1. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have, I'm seeing this one on the top, you have Kundalini Rising, card number 22. I'm kind of hearing that number may be relevant to some of you. Ignite your passion for life. Aragonite, a beautiful earthy energy, but very strong, very defined, as well as a crystal. We have the squirrel and chestnut preparation, and the skunk and magnolia protection. Interesting energy coming through for you. I am seeing that card there for you, which is, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. Okay, that's very powerful. What else do we have? Whoops, let's put these up here. Let us see what else we have in your oracle cards. First of all, we are asking, oh gosh, isn't that interesting? I mean, I'm not generally such a butterfingers, but there's something of the energy here that's very sparky. I mean, look at the energy rising, and you have Aries. Time to take action. Ignite your passion for life. Get going. Let's make things happen. I think something may be initiated or ignited. That's what's coming through. Initiated or ignited by the opening energy of this moon. This new moon in beautiful spiritual Pisces. I'm seeing this card here. Actually, just going to reshuffle for your third. I feel there is another coming through here. Maybe please have a final card. Yeah, there we are for pile 2. Okay, and what is this new moon igniting, opening up for you? You have Raven's Head. You have the despicable face, and you have yellowing. Okay. Putting these here. Okay. Let me organise your cards for a moment. I think these will need to go over here because we're going to draw a lot of tarot cards for you as well. Let's just align these up so we can really see what we have. Very interesting colours in your cards here. Something will come to a head, I think. Something will come to a head, or wake up your world, or move forwards, or you're going to see something. Look at the crow with this beautiful, beautiful pearl in its mouth. Do you know, this is so interesting. I often draw on, in my readings, things that are taking place around me. You know, I always think everything is really significant. I said to somebody the other day, you know, in a way, you know, sometimes you know, if we really, really, really learn to, technically, if we learn to read, we can read life. You know, life, all of life is speaking to us all of the time when we really, really know how to listen. And just before I did these readings, I looked out of my window. I was having a cup of coffee and doing my nails, actually, in preparation. So I hope you like them. Doing my nails, some interesting colours coming through. And on my bird table was a very, very, very old and wise crow. Okay, this is a raven, different family, but nevertheless, same family, different bird. I haven't seen this crow for a while. Now, I know the birds that come here. You get to know them. This is a crow that has a white feather in its tail, and I've not seen that crow for a while, and I kind of assumed it had perhaps passed over. But actually it came back, but it was really, really obvious. It was noticeably older and wiser, and it wasn't pecking away, eating fast. It was sat on the edge of my bird table, just sort of being. I mean, it did then eat a bit. Clearly, you know, this is a crow who is old and wise, and none of the other crows, or we have crows and rooks and all sorts of birds here. Normally you watch them and they're all jostling to see who should get the prime spot on the bird table, and some of them will toss stuff onto the ground for the others, and you watch them all working together. Not one of the others challenged this crow today, not one of them. They all stood back in complete respect. Very, very interesting energy. And I feel that there's something, I thought to myself, hello. I said, you know, I spoke with it as I do, and said, you know, hello. It's lovely to see you. Haven't seen you for a long while. Really lovely to see you. And what is it that you have come to tell me today? That's where I really sat. And I feel there's something really important in your message that's connected to why that crow came. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is yet. Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life. But I'm so struck by the fact that that magnificent crow with the white feather in its tail, so someone I haven't seen for a while has just showed up. Somebody who's old, who's wise, who sees between the worlds, perhaps. I think something is to move on here, to be ignited. Maybe something in you is to be ignited as something is moved beyond. I think we better draw your tarot cards and see what else we're shown. Let's see what your tarot cards show. Okay, we have these, we have these, we have these. I'm seeing this one as well, and this one. Very interesting, actually. This yellowing, it's really feeling like something that bruised you is coming to an end. You know, with a bruise, it goes through a whole series of stages. I was thinking of all the colours of my nails. Literally black and blue is coming through. And we have black and blue in this figure here. With the despicable face, I actually think it's quite a significant message, really, that a circumstance or a situation or a someone who perhaps behaved despicably, who bruised you, who hurt you. Now, I don't know about them or their world, but what I'm seeing in your world is that this is coming to an end. It's like your hard work to come through and out the other side of this is completing. I think you got bruised by something, or as I said, bruised by someone. I'm going to say this because it's coming through. I think some of you, I have to voice it as I hear it, but some of you took a real kicking. That's actually, and I'm really sorry if this part of the reading applies to you. When messages come through like this, they are for some, but not all. But some of you took a real kicking from some despicable people or circumstances. It may feel that life threw you a curveball. It may just feel like life gave you a kicking, but something happened that left you feeling bruised, raw. But you have actually navigated this really, really well. And you have reached a point where your energy is now rising. Passions are emerging. It is time to take action and to move through something that was an irritant. You know, a pearl is something that it starts as a grain of sand and it becomes a pearl. It's something that got into the shell, got under your skin, something that was an irritant. Now, for some of you, it could be literally something that was really, really irritating and bugged you, and it's sort of it's taken up your airplay, your headspace, and therefore you haven't been free and fully available to, you know, if you look at yourself as a pie chart of energy, you haven't been free and available to move forwards fully, to invest in yourself fully, and that's coming to an end. For some of you, it's bigger than that. It was more than just an irritable thing, an irritation. It was a seriously big thing. Bruised and, you know, seriously, you know, having to recover. But you have persevered, and the squirrel and chestnut, that's what squirrels do. They go out and they bury their nuts. You know, they look after themselves, but they do it with joy and they do it with gratitude and they carry on with life. You know, I've never seen a squirrel that looked as though it was sort of that life had got it down. They've always got, like, they're always chattering, they're always playing, but they're also always working. Yeah, look at this, 10 of Swords. Some of you were literally stabbed in the back by some really despicable people. And it's now coming to an end. The 10 of Swords marks an ending. Yeah, Queen of Swords, look at you and your empowerment. This is like ninja energy coming through here. Wow, it's time to take action. Okay, 9 of Swords we have, which is an interesting card. 6 of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Oh, yes. We have the King of Cups. We have the 5 of Cups. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay. Your reading is really clear. The situation has actually ended. Now, I don't know what those circumstances are, but that situation has ended. It's done. It's time to literally take action and take charge of, take charge of your own thoughts about this. I think some of you have, because it really did get you down, and why wouldn't it? I mean, it's heartbreaking, isn't it, if somebody's two-faced or backstabbing, or, you know, it's not a nice energy. Whatever happened, even stuff that felt like it was just a whole series of stuff that the universe threw at you, and you just think, come on, universe, what next? You know, really? I'm doing my best here. I'm working really hard. I'm holding a positive outlook. Really? That kind of stuff. However that has landed, the energy has been what it's been. Actually, this is asking you to put it down now because it's over. Don't dwell on the past. Look at how much you have gained with the 6 of Cups from this. You have grown. You are who you are because of what has happened. It's really true, isn't it? I don't know about you guys, but for me, my greatest heroes in life are people who you know, it's not people who are like generally mega famous, unless they're mega famous for like really, really good reason. I'm not that I don't acknowledge the work that goes into people's lives to be where they are at the top of their game. But my greatest heroes, if I'm honest, are people in my world who are really, really amazing people. And they have overcome really significant stuff. Really significant stuff. And I am, you know, honoured to know them. Honoured that I have them in my world as a role model. And, you know, just amazing, amazing people. And you're being asked to step into a space of gratitude because you're one of those people. You know, you have overcome a lot of stuff. You've been, you know, I don't know, what's the saying? You've been to the whatever it is and back. And it's not to the moon and back, because that feels like it's a real, mind you, the moon does indicate depths. You've navigated some big stuff. There's no way around it. You have. It is now time to move away from anything within you that is still tangled in this. Let go of anything. Let go of those feelings of despondency or despair, or feeling that the world isn't offering you anything. Because actually, right now, this new moon is opening up a time when you are about to be offered. You are going to be offered the stuff that you wanted, but that didn't work before. With the Page of Pentacles, we are seeing an energy of profound promise, but you'll need to nurture that garden. You know, packet of seeds arrives on your doorstep. You're going to have to sow them. Okay, you have to do something. You're going to have to step up here. Kundalini rising, you're going to need your new moon in Aries. You're going to have to take an action. And, you know, things are being offered to you here. I'm seeing in this 5 of Cups, literally, stuff is being offered to you on a plate. So it's up to you to take charge of your head and your headspace now, and seize the moment, whatever the bruising before. With yellowing, it's like that's ready to heal. By the time a bruise becomes yellow, it's really in its very last stages. It's about to fade. And I'm not saying that this was not, you know, the despicable energy. I'm not saying that that was not seriously tough. Because I can see for some of you, it was really a tough call. Really, really, really a tough call. And I really, really honour you for navigating it and coming through and out the other side. You are amazing. That's what this reading is saying. You have become amazing. So let's sit in gratitude for the amazingness of who you are. You have become one of those heroes, one of those people that personally I aspire to look to, because you're incredible. And now you are entering a period of promise. This new moon is opening a doorway. A karmic doorway for you, for circumstances to change. The King of Cups, you are now meant to be happy. And you will be shown with the owl. You will be shown things that lead you on that pathway to your personal happiness. We have the Page of Pentacles, which is a time of promise. But look at the kite. You've got to fly the kite. You've got to go out there and fly it. It's not going to fly on its own. You've got to get it out the box and you've got to fly it. This is also reminding me, I will say this, just in case you're new to my channel, but I post pick a card readings here, and once a month there is a particular astrological PowerPoint. It connects to eclipse season, and we have an eclipse coming up soon at the time of this, at the time of doing this reading, but whenever you come to this anyway. Every month there is a particular PowerPoint, and it connects to an astrological kite shape, and the energy is primed. It's like a PowerPoint when we can turbocharge our desires. We can literally lift the kite off the ground, metaphorically, of whatever we're trying to fly. So watch out for those readings. Make sure you subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you get notified as soon as I post anything, because this could be a really valuable reading for you every month. Now, you have a kite to fly. It's time to move beyond this. You're going to be offered some stuff on a plate here, literally. And you need to kind of get hold of your head with the Page of Swords and sort of be prepared to transform, to take the actions you need to you know, to initiate this. It's like the universe can open a door for you, but you have to walk through it. You have to take an action. So this is quite exciting, but you have to move beyond this. You've kind of got to recognize that the time is right for you, because that's what the energy is happening here for you. It's literally creating a shift and an opening. And this is exciting. I'm going to draw more tarot cards for you. May we please kindly have some more information for my pile twos, please. Very dynamic energy around you. Let's see these two, and also this one. What else are we shown for my pile twos? Very clear messages. Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me, followed by the Eight of Wands. Well, there you have it. So the Five of Pentacles, this is no longer a time to almost leave yourself out in the cold. It's time to take action. You need to move away from a position. I mean, some of you quite rightly have honestly sat there feeling like life, which I think it did, life threw you a curveball. And you kind of possibly even felt quite pushed out, especially with people backstabbing. Quite pushed out in the cold. It's time for you to take action. To not be worrying. I think some of you have been worrying that if you do take action, this could happen again. Your reading is saying this will not happen again, okay? You know, the skunk and magnolia. Skunks are completely able to protect themselves. You know, they can spray out something that smells utterly revolting, so people steer clear of them. You've grown. People who might... I'll call them bullies, you know, whether it's backstabbing, kind of underhanded, below the belt bullying or otherwise. Your energy is different now. Like that white, do you know, that's the message, wasn't it? That wise crow sitting on my bird table. Every single bird, and there were lots of them because I just put out a huge amount of seed. The jackdaws, the rooks, and the rooks can really give it their own. Even the pigeons. I've seen pigeons and rooks argue over food, and the pigeons win, which always surprises me. But, you know, they can persevere. But the point is, all those birds respected that beautiful, wise crow. They all steered clear. They didn't steer clear in a way that was negative. They steered clear with reverence, because that crow is someone in those circles. That crow is recognized and respected. That's you. That's you. You are not where you were. And now your energy is so different. Kundalini is, you know, ignite your passion for life. Your energy is rising. You are aligning. And like the skunk energy, people avoid the skunks. They're not going to mess around with that. Like the crow. But interestingly, with the crow, it's not because the crow is going to smell bad. It's because the crow is respected. Right, so you need to put down any fears that this can happen again. Okay, it's not going to happen again. Now, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm seeing you rise in success. Yeah, this is time for you to be... You're being offered something here. And don't hold back because of fears that something similar could happen again, because it's not going to. And also with the Seven of Swords, yeah, you don't have to keep a low profile. You know, just allow yourself to shine. We have the sun. You do not have to keep a low profile. You don't have to beat about the bush. Whereas I think there's a time when you were on edge because of what people might think or say or the result of something. Look, this is done and dusted. The bruise is at that pale yellow stage. You are now holding the pearl. You have that pearl. And the pearl is you. So this is no longer a time to hold back. And this is the monumental shift that is coming with this new moon energy. You are to be offered opportunities. Opportunities are literally, I think, around you. So step into them. Don't let these fears of the past hold you back. Step into them. Embrace the incredible potential that is being offered to you, because you're going to shine, and rightly so. But remember, when the universe opens a door, you have to take action and step through it. But there are possibilities in front of you. Do not hold back. That is what your reading is saying. And I just want to say, pile two, the hugest of respect to you. Just as I really honoured respect to my beautiful crow, who I've not seen for such a long time. and so distinct, so much older, so much wiser. And it's interesting, isn't it? I hadn't seen it for a while, like it had gone underground. I'm sure that's not the case, and perhaps I just haven't glanced out of my window at the right time, who knows. But the point is, I hadn't seen, I always think of him as a him, I hadn't seen him for a while, long while. Thought that he was gone, actually, but not at all. Not at all. What a presence. He's grown, he's wiser, he's stronger, he's revered and respected. Put down any fears, dear one. You are now. You have the protection that has come through doing the work. Big thumbs up to you. You're amazing, and you really are, and this is what your reading is telling us. So, truly honoured to be connected with you, really, really genuinely. Thank you for being connected to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Do check out your monthly all zodiac sign readings. They are on the new channel. I have a second channel now. It's Moon Magic Monthly Tarot. I will put a link in the description and in a comment, along with the cards and all the things I normally put. But do check it out. 2025 is a huge year, and the month of March is a huge year. And at the time of doing this reading, we are about to enter a huge month of possibility. If you are coming to this in a year's time or at another new moon, go for it. Because whenever you find a reading, it'll be the right reading for you. You wouldn't be drawn to it otherwise. So, but do still go out. Whenever you are watching this, if it's in 6 months' time or a year, and you haven't yet checked out the monthly readings, do please go and do so, because the current month will be there for you. Pile 2, tons of love. And I really, really, really wish you the best in every possible way. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's find out. Gosh, what is happening? What is this new moon initiating? What karmic events are taking place? What openings are coming to assist you? What is going on? We have the antelope and wheat, nourishment. We also have the sheep and blackberry, devotion. That's a rather delightful energy. We have, of course, your primary card, your first card, the Ascended Masters. Interesting. Create open communication. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Nourishment, devotion. Devotion to a cause is coming through here. What else are we being shown here? I am seeing actually that card and that one right off the bat, right on the top of the pack, and also this one. I don't feel I even need to shuffle these for you. Everything is really offering itself, almost like it's really ready to come out for you. We have breath, pneuma. I know it is pneuma, I believe. Breath, we have benevolent guide, yes, and then we have the despicable face. This came out in pile 2. If any of you were drawn to pile 2, you may want to check it out. There may well be a message there for you. Yes, there may well be a message for you. Okay. So, nourishment, devotion. My lovely pile 3. I think that at this moment of you finding this reading, you are really wide open to, or your channels of communication are being opened, okay? And your spirit team, your angels, your guides are literally, I just want to say they're rooting for you. They're absolutely rooting for you. They want to work with you. They want to support you. They are, it's like if you ever questioned whether your guides or there are people walking with you, my goodness me, there are people walking with you. It's like you really are getting 100% support from the universe. Now, why? The despicable face. This is an energy of something that, I mean, you know, let's say looks at the shadow side of other people, but also looks at the shadow sides of ourselves. So when we don't see ourselves in a good light, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. Why is it that you don't feel good enough about something here? Sheep have such a genuine, beautiful, soft, gentle energy. Now, antelopes are quite resilient. They represent durability sometimes. And the wheat, you know, is a card, same with blackberries, that they bring a harvest. I wonder, are some of you feeling a little tired with the bee, the worker bee? Is there something that you are trying to bring to fruition and you have been feeling a bit like you have been wading through treacle? Almost, and you've really begun to feel as though you can't do this. You know, if I think sometimes when we are working on something and it doesn't run smoothly, we can interpret that as if, well, if it was running smoothly, then that would be a sign that the universe wants me to continue. If it's not running smoothly, then I'm not on track. You know, we can interpret that. And I feel like your reading is bringing a message that says actually you are on track. There have been some hiccups. You've had to really persevere. You've had to push through some things, some quite difficult stuff. But I might draw some more cards around this specifically to tune in with this. But actually, it's almost as if you're starting to use or to interpret circumstances as if it means that you're not meant to be doing this or you're not good enough. There's something going on around you. This is all about love. There's so much love here. Create open communication. Let's get more information with your cards. We'll just follow this through, my lovely pile 3. If this is not resonating with you, it may not be the right message for you. But I do feel you have worked really hard. You're trying to achieve success. We've got a glitter ball here. You are trying to achieve success and to get to a point of harvest. But I really feel it's felt as though the universe is working against you. And we do have periods like that. To be fair, we, at the time of doing this reading, you know, Jupiter and Mars have been in retrograde. Well, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Mars is the planet of go. So with that combination, the energy's been ever so sticky and ever so slow. That's now changing, although we are, at the time of doing this reading, about to go into a Mars retrograde. Sorry, not a Mars, a Mercury and a Venus retrograde. There's always something in retrograde somewhere, most of the time. I just feel there's something here that you felt like you've been slowed down. And it's impacted on your energy. Right, what else are we shown here? May we get additional guidance, please? 9 of Wands. Queen of Cups. Okay. I'm seeing these two. I'm seeing this one. Well, there's 2 there, actually. I'm seeing that one. I'm seeing that one. I'm actually going to go with those as well. And also this one here. We have the Chariot. So 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Chariot. We have the 2 of Cups, and then we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. Then we have the 4 of Cups. We have the King of Wands. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. 4 of Swords and 7 of Pentacles. I'll just put these over here for a moment to one side. We'll come to them soon. Right. I think this has really been... I think what your reading is saying, look, the period of slowness is now coming to an end. I think there have been a series of obstacles or hurdles that you've had to overcome, the Nine of Wands. The reality is, and maybe this is something that you're not fully acknowledging to yourself, I don't know, but I think the reality is that it's sort of tested your dedication. And also, in reality, I think it's helped to build something that's stronger. The energy is now shifting. That's what we're being shown here. You know, and this has been guided. Even the hurdles were guided. Even the hurdles. You were shown certain things along the way that needed to be attended to. I think obstacles, a period of obstacles or hurdles has been overcome. It's changing. You did need to see them because it's built something of greater strength and greater realness, actually, as well. Now, it's going to move forwards with the Chariot here. Look at this. It's literally about to move forwards. If any of you have been either struggling in a particular relationship where there was difficulty, and it was really, you were left feeling like you weren't good enough, or you were trying to bring love into your world and you were just beginning to feel it was never ever going to happen, or you know, something along those lines, something is shifting now. Something is going to be moved forwards. Now, most definitely. And with the Chariot card and the King of Wands, this is a lot of transformative, creative energy. Just going to bring these last two cards in as well as we look at the way this is going to move forwards, because we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about investment. And we have the Four of Swords, which is also about relaxing. I actually feel that your message is really, really clear. There is something that you are wanting in your world, or you have been trying to invest in, trying to manifest, trying to make happen. And honestly, it has felt like you have been banging your head against a brick wall, or wading through treacle, or as soon as you step over one problem, another problem arrives. And I honestly think it has taxed you emotionally. But that period of time has come to an end. And that's what your reading is saying. And your guides, your angels, what they're all saying to you is, yes, for sure, you might be feeling incredibly tired at this point in time with the Four of Swords here. You know, you might need to seriously take some time out. Look after yourself, Queen of Cups. Recharge your batteries. But now is the time to invest in the thing that you have been trying to manifest, whatever it is. For some of you, it could be love. For others, it could be a work project. However you look at it, this is the time to actually start to invest. All these fours showing up here. Well, we've got Four of Cups and Four of Swords. You know, this is a time when you can reinvest, and you can, things are basically going to level out. So if you really feel like it's just been one thing after another, after another, after another, to the point where you thought, come on, universe, or do you know what, this is not meant to be, it's never going to happen for me. Well, this reading is saying, whoa, hang on a minute, that's not the case. This reading is actually saying to you, right, now the timing is right. The timing wasn't right, now it is. Open your channels of communication, because you'll be guided and you'll be supported. You know, this is like, I love this card. We're seeing somebody who really feels despondent, shattered by life. And you know what was coming through was Beam Me Up, Scotty, from Star Trek. It's like the original Star Trek series, you know, Beam Me Up, Scotty. And you know, it's like, look at the energy from source, from spirit, from your angels, from your guides. Literally, you've reached a point, I think you've reached a point where you're tired, you're low, you're feeling like this isn't going to happen, and they're saying, right, now the timing is now right. So now is the time to invest. Now is the time to nourish. Now is the time to actually like rekindle your devotion and your dedication to what you want. because now the energy is right. This is what the new moon is opening. It's a shift in the energy, and now you can invest and see the results, whereas previously it's almost like as fast as you invested, it felt like doors were closing. You don't have to rush at it. You know, don't rush at this, because you know you're tired. You've been working at this for a long time, or struggling to manifest this, or just, you know, life has been throwing stuff at you. So you don't have to rush at this. Take your time. Take your time. But rather than seeing it as an impossibility, see it as being now possible. This is the biggest message, pile 3, is that from your angels and your guides, they are absolutely saying, look, we are trying to communicate with you. That period of stuckness is now over. They are there, they will communicate with you, they will support you. If you have a wobble or a moment when you think this is never going to happen, I'm not going to be able to get this off the ground, they will be there to send you a sign and let you know that you can. The energy is shifting. That is what the new moon is doing here. It's changing the landscape of possibility for you. It's just the way of the energy. It was nothing to do with you. It wasn't personal to do with you. There were some challenges that have helped you to build a more solid foundation. The energy and the things you had to step over were never there to stop you. They were there to make your foundation stronger. It's like possibility is now waving at you. Hello, you know, come on in. It's time. Hello. There's a big hand waving up here. Huge hand. Come on, it's time to come in. So that's what we're seeing. Yeah, if love has been, I don't know, sidelined for you, perhaps too much going on at work that wasn't working, or a discord in a relationship, or you were single and you wanted love and it's just felt like it's on hold and it never happens, and you meet people but none of them feel right, whatever is going on, now is the time. The energy is shifting, and now is the time for stuff to open up. It is now time for you to receive. And it is time for your current energy and situation to transform. So this is about reinvesting, making that clear personal choice to reinvest and nurture the thing that you actually want to manifest. And this is your message that is coming through with the energy of this new moon. Let's get more information. Is there anything for my pile 3 that we can find out about how this unfolds, about if they should do anything, or just general guidance and information? Let's see what we have here. So first 3 cards, wowza, what a confirmation. You have Page of Wands and the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Well, that is an absolute, right, look ahead. Sit in that space of possibility. Your energy is going to come back to you. Take action and invest. It couldn't be clearer. We then have the 4 of Cups. Very different energy, this 4 of Cups, to this one. Very, very different, but it's showing up again. Don't be complacent. You know, seize the moment. We have the 7 of Swords. This is really saying go for it. Don't hold back. Don't hang around and ask what other people think. Get to it. Get to it. We've got the Magician. Absolutely, get to it. And we have the 9 of Cups. I am curious about the 7 of Swords. Sort of seeing you gather something up. And moving on from something. Let's just look at the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Swords in a little bit more detail for you. The rest of your cards are really clear. This is time to look ahead, rekindle your vision, your passion, your desire, take actions towards it, and commit to investing in it. We're seeing the card of manifestation, the Magician, and we're seeing fruition in the 9 of Cups. Let's check out these cards. What is the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Swords telling us here? Maybe get a little bit more information for pile 3. I'm seeing those. A little bit more information around this. I'm seeing that card too. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups Okay, we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Judgment. Okay, now I see what this is about. While you were stepping over hurdles and feeling like you were wading through treacle and things weren't working out, I think some of you really did experience some significant disappointments that really did lead you to think, this isn't happening for me. What this is highlighting is that the reason they didn't happen for you was because they weren't right for you, or because you needed to, either because you needed to build a stronger foundation. But there's another area here that's being shown to us, which is, for example, if you are wanting to manifest love and you experience some terrific disappointments, that doesn't mean that there isn't a soulmate out there for you. It just means you were meeting people who weren't right for you. There was a series of people you had to go through so that you could develop discernment. So it doesn't mean that it was wrong for you. It just means that you needed to develop greater discernment, and the universe was like, okay, so you're wanting love, but you're still prepared to accept less than you are worth. So let me, and here we connect in here again, you are good enough. You would have been prepared to accept less than you were worth, and so the universe said, right, okay, we'll give you something that's definitely less than you're worth, and you will need to say no to it, to firm up your own worthiness, to firm up your boundaries. And it is interesting, sometimes we do settle for less, and what we should really be doing is saying no to something, and sometimes it has to be something that's really not okay before we say no to it, rather than just knowing this isn't okay, so I'll say no and I'll move on. So there's been some lessons learned here. Yeah, judgment. You've needed to develop your discernment and your judgment. And this is partly what was going on here. Part of the challenges and the hurdles, for some of you, it was literally developing. And when I say judgment, I don't mean you becoming judgmental. I mean your ability to assess and to make conscious choices about what is right for you and what isn't. And that's part of what's been firmed up, what's been processed, and now you're ready for things to move forwards, because you now have boundaries. This Eight of Swords is, okay, very protected, but very boundaried. We'll draw just a few more cards, but I think I'm coming to the end of your reading. I'm seeing this really, really emerging. Basically, the energy is shifting. The wonderful thing is that layer of work that you did, even though it really, really left you feeling like it would never happen, you've done that work. So now it's time to really open yourself up to receiving, and let your angels and your guides support you as you recommit to something that you have wanted that hasn't yet come to fruition. Now let us draw more cards. Can we get a sneaky peek into the outcome of this, perhaps? I'm seeing this card, I'm seeing this card, and that one, and that one. We have a lovely new beginning with the Two of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords, so we are seeing you now move forwards. We have the card of the Lovers, wonderful, and we have the Page of Cups. I do think for a significant number of you, this could connect to relationships, but not for everyone. It could be your relationship to a project, your relationship to a friend or a community. There's something, whatever this means for you. For some, it is an intimate connection. But look at this, the Two of Pentacles. It's time. It is time for your ship to come in. Let's get started here. Recommit. Look ahead, not back, but ahead. And open yourself to receive. You're now perfectly capable of making very clear choices about what is right and what isn't. And because of that, your energy has shifted. And the new moon is opening up this energy of what you need to now come into you. And look at that. I think you get an offer very quickly of something that you want. There may even be an offer right in front of you, but you might be thinking, whoa, I don't know if I can really trust this because actually everything went wrong before, or nothing seems to be working for me. Well, this reading is really challenging that perspective, and that's, that mindset. This is actually really very super. This is really, really very lovely. It really is all about opening yourself to receive, and really acknowledging what has been taking place, and shifting, acknowledging the shift in energy. Lovely pile 3. I think this is your reading, really. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here. If you're brand new to my channel, or indeed if you are returning, I mean, thank you everybody. If you have not yet checked out the all zodiac sign readings, the big monthly readings for the coming month, they are now on a new channel. I have put them onto my new YouTube channel, which is the Moon Magic Monthly Tarot. If you search, you'll find it, and I'll put a link below as well. But the all zodiac sign readings are there. So thank you so much for being here, for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for doing the same on the other channel to help it get off the ground. I've made the second channel because it makes it easier to find the all zodiac sign readings rather than wading through videos here on this channel. As always, I will continue to post here. I will be doing big pick a card readings like these. There are also shorter messages, particularly from Archangel Michael. I mean, I post pretty much daily here. So do check out the readings here. Do check out the readings over there. Thank you for those of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments. And just thank you all so much for your love, support. And I am truly excited that this is a serious turnaround of energy for you. So harness it, use it, and open yourself to receive guidance if you are finding that you need that. If you're having a wobble, beam me up, Scotty. And I don't know that you'll be beamed up, but they will certainly send energy down for you. So beautiful souls, tons and tons of love to you. Thank you so much for being here.